Let's hear it for New York. The concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. In her hit song Empire State of Mind, pop singer Alicia Keys says you can do anything in New York. Most late 1800s New Yorkers would agree that you can do almost anything, except travel the city in an efficient way. It was evident back then that there was a need for a subway system in the largest city in the United States. Therefore, I argue that the New York subway system was revolutionary in its ability to connect such an enormous city and provide quick and easy transportation to the inhabitants of New York. In the largest city in the United States, moving from point A to point B is unbelievably stressful and time-consuming. That's why in 1904, New York followed Boston and created the second subway system in the United States, using Alfred Ely Beach's plans. The International Rapid Transit Committee, or the IRT, operated the first line, which traveled 9.1 miles through 28 different stations. It ran from City Hall in Lower Manhattan to Grand Central Terminal in Midtown, to Times Square, and all the way to 145th and Broadway in Harlem. Not too shabby for early 20th century engineering. On October 27, 1904, the subway system opened to the public. At 7 p.m., more than 100,000 people flocked to the stations, paying only a nickel to ride below their beloved city. In 1905, the IRT expanded the subway system into the Bronx and added additional expansions into Brooklyn in 1908. The Metropolitan Transport Authority bought out the subway system from the IRT in 1968 and has controlled it ever since. Today, the largest subway system in the United States, it now has 26 lines and 468 stations in operation. This enormous system carries an average of 4.5 million people daily. To give you an estimate, that's about 9 times the population of the entire city of Omaha that uses this New York subway system each day. To go along with its massive carrier load, it is the only form of rapid transit in the world that runs 24 hours, 7 days a week. With millions of people using the subway throughout all hours of the day, the use of MetroCards was instituted as a way of paying for your subway in 1997. MetroCards are a form of membership cards for the New York Public Transit that can also be used on buses. In the past, subway tokens were used as a form of payment, but obtaining these was such a hassle that the system decided to change. Now with the use of MetroCards, all users have to do is scan their card electronically and pass through the gates. Because of mass amounts of people that go through New York's subway system every day, it is clear how important it is to the city. Each day, millions of people commute to and from work, go shopping, visit friends and loved ones, and so much more. New York is such an enormous city and is so populous that its streets are unable to be used like a normal city. According to the 2016 Mobility Report for New York City, the average speed of a taxi in Manhattan is 5.21 miles an hour. Imagine hopping on a taxi only needing to go 5 miles and spending over an hour in the car. At that rate, you might as well walk. That statistic proves how important having a subway system is. There's no wait for traffic, and you get from point A to point B in a timely manner. Beyond the impact of the subway system to citizens as a whole, it also serves a completely different role to the homeless population of New York. In the winter months, especially, the homeless try to find the warmest places in order to sleep. The pretty simple solution? Sleep in the subway station. Although many people see them as a nuisance, the homeless population thrives in using the stations as a temporary home. Here, they're safe from the dangers of being outside in the city and from the weather as well. However, the subway commissioners have taken measures to try to prevent the homeless from sleeping on subways or around subways. For example, a recent rule on subways is that riders may not lay down or take up more than one seat. This is done in an attempt to eliminate the homeless from sleeping and remaining in the same spot. As you can see, the New York subway provides more than just transportation. It provides efficiency for the busy, extra time for those running late, and a home for those who don't have one. For over 100 years, the subway system has continued to deliver citizens to destinations all over the United States, or all over the largest city in the United States. To reiterate what Alicia Keys says in her song Empire State of Mind, it's safe to say that with the addition of the largest subway system in the country, there's nothing you can't do in New York.